Hey everyone, welcome to a little bit of woo. I thought I would corral Mara into a weekly check-in here, and we thought we'd do a little quickie for Monday because it's been rough this weekend. Oh my God, tell us what's going on, Mara. I was hearing all about these solar flares. How is that affecting people, particularly people that are intuitive?
Well, if you don't have enough going on in our 3D world around us with real-time news and developments all around the world, including right here in the United States of America, well, if that doesn't bother you at all you have to do is just be a human being on the planet and be a sensitive because solar flares.
Tell me more about that, because you and I kind of talked off air, and you gave an explanation of how exactly that messes with people that are intuitive or empathic or highly sensitive, whatever phrase you want to use with that. And your explanation made a lot of sense. So tell us how that does it, how that messes with us.
It yeah, it can mess with you, or it can be some gifts are coming in for you. And that's the thing of it, is it's very individual, even though it's obviously a global phenomenon, because the sun is just there. And that one particular point in the universe sends all the energy we will ever get here on the planet directly from it 24/7 a day. We're always in reception mode. So when we have things happening for us on the earth plane, and there's a huge amount of the collective connected to it. You could pick any top new world news item right now, and there's a large enough group of people connected to it. It activates this relationship between the earth and the sun, and messages come back and forth. And for us, it's a language we can understand as far as writing it down on a piece of paper. But as being our own lightning rods, being our own energetic beings who have our own individual magnetic fields, it comes through in the form of light and gives us information. And so people that are plugged into, say, a certain lineage or destiny path, or collective, a group of souls that come together to have certain experiences, soul families that incarnate together to work out big things, especially people in those groups, they can be receiving from these solar flares and the proton storms and all of the energy coming from the sun, very specific information that people will call like light source codes, that wakes up awarenesses inside their bodies or takes them down so that they can be in a more unconscious place to receive and interpret and take it all in. I just said a lot there, didn't I?
No, I know that was a good explanation for it. So it sounds like what I'm hearing, and just, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like what you're saying is it's almost like we have our own frequency, let's say 3.14 pi. and and
That's yours.
yeah, let's just say that's mine, whatever. And then this energy comes to us, it affects our personal frequency. Does that sound kind of like what you're saying?
It's part of it. Yes, absolutely. And there's also messages I feel that come down that are for the earth herself, as we struggle with the way the balances here have shifted so quickly, at least in geological time, in earth time. We've made such huge changes that we're seeing things evolve much more quickly than scientists could have ever predicted.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And I love what you're saying. Uh, with these solar flares, I don't know if this directly impacts it or not. And forgive my, I left my
Right up.
PhD in science at home.
I don't either.
Um, does this impact the Earth, like on a physical level? I mean, is this a time frame where we might see more weather events, or is it more it's affecting the people and the animals, beings that are here?
Everything.
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 Okay.
At a purely physical level, not even taking into the metaphysics of the situation, what's coming from the sun has to be navigated, mitigated, attenuated by the Earth's various layers of atmosphere. They all handle it a little bit differently depending on the frequency that's coming in. And then that can contribute more deeply to our weather patterns, which then affect our ocean currents, and then, of course, our actual seasons. In fact, Jill, you probably read this already. Even though it's so tiny that you and I aren't going to notice it, the fact that we've melted so much of the water from the ice caps has changed the length of a day on the planet. We actually, time is changing. And so they'll have to do like an atomic clock catch up at some point, because with the extra weight around the middle is changing the rotation of the planet Earth. That's how profound these effects are. And they are measurable, which makes it more than just a tiny thing on a geological scale. For us, you and I, the amount of time is insignificant. But anyways, so yeah, it's whether or not you're putting in the spiritual aspects of all of this, the intuitive and psychic aspects of all of this, it's still got a huge physical impact on you and me and the world.
Okay. So weather events the next month, any thoughts on that? Weather events, earthquake events, any thoughts on? I just threw all the things in one big basket. But,
I'm going to say just yes.
Yeah.
We're at the time of this recording, which is towards the end of July, 2024. We are having a very severe firestorm in the Pacific Northwest. They've already had one in Canada, and I have just not kept on top of where else things are burning. And that's just one phenomenon that's a result of the temperatures changing. Hey, did you know when the hottest day of the year, the hottest day ever recorded was? Do you want to know when that was?
Last week, wasn't
it? It was.
Yeah.
It was. It was a week ago today. You know what the second highest was?
Oh, the day after. I don't know.
The day before on Sunday.
Okay.
So it's like, what? Really? Yeah. So when people are saying it's too hot, y'all ain't making it up.
Yeah, I know.
It's too hot. So listen, but here's the thing. So there's all these messages coming in from the sun, and you who are intuitive and psychic, you who are healers, whether you're doing it with people, the earth, or just as a background thing to everything else you do, you need to go. I suggest strongly you go into your meditation, your shamanic journey, open yourself up to your guides so they can do translation for you. Make it easier for you, so you're not like fighting trying to receive a medicine that's so much more than what you're used to getting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I love that explanation. I love that. Obviously, if you guys are watching this, you're intuitive, because otherwise this show wouldn't be interesting to you at all.
Yeah, you wouldn't listen this long.
You wouldn't listen this long. I mean, I know you're thinking, not me. Yes, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So whatever what she's saying you should do, going into meditation, allowing your spirit guides to help work and move through all of that, those gifts that you received during this time, do it. Just go for a walk in nature, throw on a meditation. I personally like guided meditations, but even just like hemi-sync music, a little bit of Chopin, a whole lot of Chopin is really nice sometimes to get into a relaxed state. Whatever does it for you.
Specific music types have certain frequencies that can help your brain instead of hurt your brain.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Can I tell you a real quick testimonial I got this morning, just a little piece of it? So I had a client write me back. She had just listened to her recording of her soul retrieval for the second time. And she said, it was so, she really liked what happened and everything. She said, but it's so weird. I got in a trance state again. Is that normal? Yes, right. You make recordings specifically for people to trance out. And of course, I do my own version with my master journeys and whatever. But yes, because when you choose to open up that sacred space to do that meditation or that journey that we're talking about, or listen to something like what I recorded for my client, you are now making that the more important magical thing in your life, and you're inviting support in that area, and you lift. Watch me do this. You lift your energy. You lift it up.
I love what you said. I want to throw in too, because I did a lot of research. I did buy a light therapy machine. And in the process of doing research on this, I discovered something you all may not know. All that blinky, flashy lights that are on a lot of these commercials that we see impacts your brain a lot. In fact, I bought a machine to help do that and help in a healing modality. But my point is, when you're watching a Skittles commercial and there's blinky, flashy things, that's putting you into a trance state. So you may find yourself wanting to buy more of that product, or be influenced more heavily by the news segment that comes after it. I think Mara and I both have said, you guys need to watch what you're consuming, but you definitely need to watch news media with a lot of blinky, flashy things in it. And I didn't know this until I started doing research on that machine I was looking to buy. Anything to add on that, Mara?
I don't have the exact terms because it's not my my area of focus. I just know about this, and that's that our cells talk to each other with light. You don't have to have eyes to be affected by light. So when you're in front of a machine that's blasting away all those ads and commercials and you have the sound turned off, the message is still coming through. And right now, we were talking about this off camera again. We talk off camera, you guys, so that we kind of try
and they were like,
focus.
We should record this.
You know what? It's long, and here we are at 10 minutes again. But there's a lot of power play happening out there right now. Pluto, our planet of power, has been dancing around the 0-degree mark of Aquarius, and we'll go back to the 29-degree mark of Capricorn. So Capricorn is structure and these hierarchical systems, and Pluto at the very end of Capricorn is smashing down and grinding away. We got this fall apart, which is not comfortable. And then when Pluto is over in Aquarius, it's saying, here is the new age. Here is the opportunity for humanity and connection. But we get to figure out how we're going to connect. Is it going to be on the lower frequencies or is it going to be on the higher frequencies? And that's what's in play right now. So we have to be thoughtful, Jill, about, again, like you said, what we're consuming, what we're saying, what we're believing, and how we're talking to ourselves.
We'll talk briefly, and we'll end soon, guys.
Hang
in there. Talk briefly about the addictive nature of the media, because I've been concerned about this too.
It is human nature to love a story, to receive our own lineage from the stories our elders tell us, to sit around a campfire and share about the drama of the hunt, or the day that someone gave birth to twins and everybody was excited about it, or the day they really needed water and it freaking rained. You know, we have these fantastic stories. It's like hardwired into us to listen. And when we find a compelling story where there's no ending, but it's still got it open, it's still open. It's just drawing you in, drawing you in, drawing you in further and further. It is definitely tapping into that addictive quality, that ability to be addicted that so many of us carry. So if I just watch one more thing, if I listen more carefully, oh, they're going to have the answer right now. Okay, I'm going to watch this. Wait, I'll go to another channel. Wait. We get sucked in. We don't really even need the blinky lights anymore. We're following an energy. So that's what I was saying when we were talking earlier about it, is we have to pay really good attention so we don't accidentally yield to our natural addictive tendencies.
I love that. I mean, as somebody that scrolls on Instagram and looks at little cat videos, I realize like I could be gone for 2 hours and I realize I haven't done my job,
And somebody got your attention for 2 hours.
Exactly. The influence.
And they monetize that somehow.
I know. And I'm like, I'm not sure.
Put it in the fire, babe. Everybody put your addictions in the fire right there. Put it in there. Let the spirit of fire burn it up for you. Okay.
Love it. And light your own candle at home and do it with all of your stuff and throw coffee in there for me too. Any final words, Mara? Anything you want to say? Oh, please like and subscribe this video. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't say it. And of course, I always forget to. Mara, I will put Mara's information in the description. We both do private readings. In this time of chaos, I would strongly encourage you to tune into your own intuition and listen to your own BS meter, because if you're hearing someone and it's a lot of BS, it probably is. So any final words on that, Mara? You can say whatever you want. I know I went down my little rabbit hole, but what's yours?
Okay. That's okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks. And we have more to talk about. So we're going to be doing more of these, I think. Let us know, you guys. And I feel like we need to talk some more about Kamala. There's more good things to say. There's just a very interesting developments. But we'll do that another time. And then I'd also like to say, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, we have coming up on August 4th, a new moon in Leo, which also happens to be the same day Mercury goes retrograde.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a video on that if that's okay.
So yeah,
Can I book you now for a retrograde video? Yeah.
yeah, really, yeah. And so I don't think it's a bad retrograde, but if you are one of the fixed or mutable signs, which is everybody's pretty much got one or the other in there somewhere in their chart, it will affect you in different ways. The most important thing is, and I'll say this as like an upbeat message at the end, if you've been feeling that need to clean things up, to go through your stuff, to straighten out that disorganization, to refocus where all your energy is going, even jump back onto a health routine that you wished you'd adopted at the beginning of the year, or maybe you wanted to do something to build your confidence, like taking singing lessons or something. This is a great time to do it.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you so much, guys. And put it out in the comments if there's anything specific you want us to talk about on a future iteration of this. And if we can, we will cover it. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.